What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Hold on. Here we are, sitting at about 95.1K. It is Sunday. It is Sunday, the 29th of December. We are on the final hours of this week, 19 hours and 47 minutes left, 95.1K right now. The primary purpose of this video is to give my perspective on what's going to happen between now and the end of this week, and then going into Monday, what we can expect to see. So my expectation would be that we might get a green day today. I would actually suspect that it would be a green day today, but nothing too crazy. We might close, above 96K, maybe we even close above 97K, but nothing too miraculously higher than that, right? I suspect going into the new week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Monday corrects a little bit, and then going up further, we go up higher. But I think that going into the end of the week, we will move up, and I have to be careful with my words because we're at the end of the current week now. By going into the end of the week, I mean next week, the week that begins in 19 hours and 46 minutes. Going into the end of that week, I think we'll be moving up higher. I suspect that around the 3rd or the 5th of January, we might correct a little bit. Maybe we'll pull back down to about 100K. That might be the last time that we pull back below 100K, find support, and then move up from there, something like that. But I do suspect that this next week, tomorrow, will be the kickoff of this next phase up, something that ultimately results in new all-time highs and prices by the end of January at 123K to 142K. And I'll give my reasonings for those prices right now, okay? Looking at the weekly RSI, or the weekly price targets. We can look at the weekly RSI too in a second, but the weekly price targets from a high to a low, you've hit your 1886, found resistance here, and you've continuously found support on the 1618 since you've gotten above it for the last 4 weeks in a row. You've found support on it. When you break above the 1618 and you move higher, and if you found resistance at the 1886 already, you come back and you test for the 1618 for support, the next target by a minimum standard would be the 2272, which is at 123K. It's the next target. That doesn't mean it has to be where you stop. It's just the next target. The target after that is 142K, and the 2618, is kind of the limitations that I would expect to see of this next move. So something between about 123 to 142K, this is where we get that target from, okay? I suppose if we took an overall high here to the low, you've actually also got your 2272 here lining up pretty well, the 1886, which is where we just stopped on this fib, lining up with this 2272, the 2618, lining up with this 2618. There's a lot on this fib, this relative fib, this very small fib right here, from this relative high to the low that we just placed in on Friday, December 20th, that are agreeing in these same 123 to 142K areas. Okay, so I don't believe that we're going to go lower. I do believe that we are at the end of this consolidation phase. So one way or another, whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, we're about to get some clarification up or down. We're at very immensely low levels of volume. And whenever you are at the end of any consolidation phase, you normally have very low levels of volume. So that means that we're about to pick a side. I suspect that it's not going to be today. With 19 hours and 44 minutes left in the day, I don't think it's today that we pick a side, but maybe sometime later in the coming week, we do pick that side. I think any kind of days closing above $101,000, $102,000 would be evidence enough, right? Closing prices, not just wicking prices, but above about 101.2K. Any days to close above that would be evidence enough that yes, we are ready to go higher, and no, we're not going lower than this. If I'm wrong in my suspicions and we are to go down, I think a close below about 92K would do it for me. You close below 92K on any given day, that would convince me that we are moving lower. And if we were to move lower, the targets would be something around 87 to 85K, 88K at the potential highest low there. But I do think we're moving up. 95.1K now. The 4-hour RSI is looking rather bullish. Higher lows, higher highs, looking like it wants to make its way up there. It's got a nice kind of trend going on. Daily RSI bouncing off the 40. I actually meant to point this out and I forgot. But with yesterday's green close, we did get a bounce off the 40. The last time that we bounced off the 40 here, and actually if we look at this, we take it into consideration, we had 2 bounces off the 40. Here we've got 2 bounces off the 40. The last time that we bounced off the 40 was our second bounce here, right? And we saw a nice move up, a nice higher high, relatively speaking, that preceded some higher lows and higher highs, and we continued to move up past that, right, going on after that. But the last time that we bounced off the 40 with this double bottom look on the RSI, that was here, and then we moved up, right? We moved up essentially from this low to this high, relative high, 18% in the course of 11 days, 18%. Much more bullish atmosphere right now, both on the daily and on the weekly. It's just much more bullish overall. You know, if we were to move up 18% from here, I mean, 18, that would take us to new all-time highs right there. And if we were to go to new all-time highs, guys, the next target is not 18%. It's at 123K, right? So like 30%, more than that, right? Stuff like that. But again, just noticing this double bottom on the daily RSI bouncing off the 40, I think that's something to mention. It is a bullish thing. It was a bullish thing last time. I think it's a bullish thing this time. I think the significance of closing yesterday green is more significant than we might know, and that literally could be the ignition of this next move up. I suspect that today, in the next 19 hours and 41 minutes, we don't go too far, but I do suspect we close it to the upside, and then next week will be a green week that probably closes us somewhere above 100K, probably likely above 101.2K or higher. We could, by the end of this coming week, be at new all-time highs, though I doubt it. I think that might be for the week afterwards, and then the week afterwards as well. So if you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Again, to surmise it all, don't expect much out of the next day. But tomorrow, Monday, you know, a whole 19 hours and 40 minutes away from now, essentially a whole day from now, I think that's when we'll start to kick things off again. So take care. Bye-bye. See you on the next one.